How's it going, everybody? Andrew with Branson Cerakote and Applicator Hangout. Welcome to the next episode of Tacked Out. I just kind of accidentally called the wrong person at the wrong time, so I thought I had all this ready. So I'm going to give Elijah a call. And so what it is we've got three different people that's kind of been through our training, and they're all kind of having different issues. Some are having problems with getting their FFL. They're trying to get their 07s, and they're just kind of having some difficulty. So we're just going to call and see what the problem is that they're having and just see if we can help them out in any way. And if you guys are trying to get into this industry, what to kind of look for and maybe kind of what to say and what to do to kind of help yourself out. So we're going to give Elijah a call and get started. So just give me just a second.
Just real quick while we're waiting on the phone. Most of these issues that people are having are not with ATF. It's with the municipalities that they're in. And with them having issues with, being a manufacturer of firearms. So ATF usually bends over backwards to try and help you, but they can only do what they can do.
What?
How's it going, Elijah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just we got the podcast going here, and so we're just gonna kind of call and just ask you kind of what are the issues that you're having trying to obtain your licenses and stuff? Like, what's going on your part since you filed?
Sure. So it's mostly with the city, not so much the feds. I had applied the first time, so everything was fine. The interview with the ATF agent was good. Everything was great, and then they came back and said the city, I'm zoned improperly. So basically, that's the short story. So since then I've had to do stuff that I don't generally know how to do. But as far as zoning goes, I'm just not familiar with that stuff. So I've had to do a lot of fighting with the city. I've gone down there so many times, and finally I found some documents from '92 that basically said this building that I'm in is a commercial building, even though it's technically a residential zone. So that was the big hang up. So for getting the city to go down to their basement, and find the original application, it's just been a nightmare. So it's been many months, and I'm finally basically back in queue to get the FFL. So still a lot of work I've got to do on the permit side, on the city side, but it's moving forward. So that's basically it. Otherwise, we would have been up and running.
So was it them freaking out more about you trying to be a manufacturer, or was it just the zoning issue?
It was the zoning. It was just the zoning, because it's what it's zoned as, called RML, which is multi-family residential. But I'm across the street from like a mechanic shop as well. So trying to go to this, basically what I went to the city and said, look, I get it's a residential zone, but I'm a commercial building. It used to be a restaurant, it used to be a market, this building I'm in. And getting them to agree to that took so much effort. So they wanted me to go through a public hearing, through city council, all this other stuff that would have just taken months. And it's just simply, all it is the ATF basically needs to know that, hey, can I have an FFL in this location? And they say, well, you can, but you've got to go through all this work. So we were able to kind of bypass that and just go straight ahead from an old permit saying this is a commercial building. And then the good part will be that they'll let me rezone it as well after the fact. So that would be good. But yeah, it's basically just a zoning issue. We could have been here even with this zone, but like I said, you go through this long process. And plus, they want you to put all this money in, and you're not even guaranteed that they're going to approve it. So that's why I didn't want to go that route.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah. I was actually quite surprised, because I'm in a very, gun-friendly state, and that was a little bit of a shock for me. So, in fact, I asked them how this building was constructed. I mean, it was obviously permitted if it's residential, and they kind of just shrugged their shoulders. They probably just didn't care back then. Okay. I guess they do now. So
you've been going at this for a while, because when did you come to training?
Yeah.
It's been a few months. I mean,
oh man, it was like December, I think.
Yeah,
I think it was December.
Yeah,
so. In the meantime, we've just been doing a lot of work on the shop, and then trying to expand in other avenues as well. So kind of it's sort of working out that way.
Well, that's good. You always got to try to make yourself versatile for if anything kind of like ever comes up. That's what we tell, even us. We try not to we don't want to just stay just in guns and just only coat guns, because if something were to
Right.
happen tomorrow and then there's, can't coat a gun, then you got to be able to do something different.
Yeah, well, I think that, and then you were just talking about the zoning, but just off topic, what I've been finding, at least in my state, is that there's a ton of applicators here, and they're all in guns, and that's fun. That's great. I like doing them. But what we've noticed is we've gone out and started talking to some, the auto industry, and nobody has marketed this stuff here. So we're sort of sitting on it's just totally unmarketed auto parts stuff, which we're trying to kind of focus on as well. So
Absolutely.
It'll be good. I'm surprised how many of those industries have no idea what Cerakote is actually.
Yeah, I went around to talk to a bunch of truckers and stuff and was trying to, just say, hey, next time you go break your motor down, let me put some piston coat on it, micro slick your pistons,
Right.
anything, there's a lot of stuff that you could apply to do that. And like I said, none of them knew what we were talking about. They're like, well, tell me about it. What is it?
Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah.
There's definitely a big market to get into. Yeah, I was even telling people, like, if you, for custom home building, heck, you could get in there and start doing shower heads, drains, like all kinds of stuff that you could really coat and not just have to be firearms. There's a lot that you could do.
Yeah, really. The income is income. I don't care what it's
exactly
legally, I guess. But
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, there's a big blue market. So we're doing that, and then messing with the laser. We got another laser, and just trying to find little revenue streams for that thing as well. So
fiber laser.
Definitely. Yeah, I had the original, the one I bought. I think I had it when I was at the shop there, but it was like a 50 watt. But then I purchased a 3D 120 watt, which is a whole new thing to learn, but it's pretty impressive what this thing can do. So it's trying to sort of figure that out and figure out where we can fit in. So in fact, right now I have one of them running. I have my suppressor on it just to try to color it, and it's coming out this like bluish color. So there's stuff like that. Like I said, it's just sort of like you just keep learning new things. Like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. I had no idea. So that's what we're trying to do.
That's cool. So you have no more issues. It sounds like you're going to be up and going, hopefully within the next couple months or so.
Yeah, I can't imagine not doing that. So the only anything the city wants to throw at me, I'm sure there's going to be something. They always want to be paid. So from what I understand, though, we're pretty much good to go forward. I'm just kind of spending some time getting everything up to code because they will inspect. So other than that, we should be good to go after that.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that's good news.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So it'll be right in time for the full recession to hit, and we'll all be broke. So perfect.
Oh man.
Well, a good thing is even in recession, people need guns to go rob somebody.
Yeah, there you go. Good deal, man.
Oh man.
Well, all right, Elijah. I'm not gonna just tear your ear off too much. I'll just kind of trying to check in and just see like kind of what your issue is that you were having, because I know that you on Applicator Hangout you talked about you were having some issues trying to get opened up and everything. And I've got a few more people to call here, so we'll give you a call back later at another time, like once you get open, and just kind of check in on you, see how things are going. But I appreciate you being on the podcast, and we'll get you back on here sometime.
You got it, man. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you.
Cool, man. Thanks.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Who's next?
Maybe Alan.
I was going to say maybe Jason.
No. Yeah.
Since we already called him.
It will be Jason, because Alan I need to call last. So we will call Jason.
Jason, haven't talked to you in a while.
That was funny. I heard the voice and I was like,
that doesn't sound like Elijah.
Doesn't sound like who I thought it was. I don't think Jason's really having issues.
What's happening?
How's it going, Jason? So you're live on air with the Tacked Out Podcast, and we're just kind of calling, checking in on you, seeing how things are going at your shop, and just tell us what's going on. How you doing?
Well, things are going. Things went pretty slow at first. because I came back and my shop wasn't entirely set up, and then I had to have carpal tunnel surgery, and so it kind of laid me down. It didn't really affect my spraying or anything, but I couldn't move stuff around to get my shop cleared, and I'm trying to work out of a little garage. It's like trying to put 2 tons of fertilizer in a 1-ton truck. And but I'm doing some stuff now. I'm going to start advertising pretty soon. But the one thing that I wish I'd done was had my shop set up completely ready to go. So the moment I came home, I could have spent a couple of days just spraying and refining the technique, because it's kind of like shooting a pistol, like drawing a pistol or something. It is you can't go out and do it 3 days and not do it for a month and expect to be as adept at it, I guess I'm saying.
Yeah. That's something you got to stay at for sure.
Yeah. Cause like I started spraying spraying again after I got healed up and got everything in order, started spraying about 2 weeks ago, and did a tumbler. And the first thing I looked at was like, oh, this is just, look at that. Thin? Is it thin? Is it thick? It only had orange peel. But that was the great thing about coming and seeing you all. I know what caused it.
Yeah.
Instead of, I mean, yeah, it was good training, and I would have been sitting here for 3 or 4 months trying to figure out and looking up videos and internet experts and trying to figure out and get 5 different reasons why. Well, why am I spraying thin? Why do I have orange peel?
Yeah.
But I knew how to do it. Knew what to do and how to deal with it. And I made my girlfriend a tumbler the other week that turned out pretty near perfect. No ridges on the stencils, and I'm actually getting a dinner out of it.
There you go.
Nice.
Still have to pay for it
no,
somehow, don't you?
And but it's and I just I'm doing a couple guns for friends of mine, and I'm doing an M&P shield today, which has turned out to be a total pain in my ass, just disassembling. I know why you guys don't do disassembling now, because it just takes up too much time.
Oh yeah, you can make way more money spraying.
Yeah, and he gave me the only M&P shield in the world that has a non-removable front sight. And so I figured I'd just leave it on before I dinged it up too bad. But I've taken them other ones apart before, and they're a little tight, but this one just wouldn't come off. So he's getting.
Wasn't that
he bitches about?
Is that what we broke ours on? Yeah, we broke a sight tool trying to push one off one time, and we cracked it.
I think that there's some models of them, some old ones or whatever, that are actually designed not to move, not the newer ones.
Yeah.
But this is old and beat up, and if he bitches about it, I'll tell him, well, I'll give you your money back because I'm doing it for free.
Yeah. Well, they welded those on.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. When I looked, I looked at the bottom of the slide, turned the slide over, and there was like a little plate there that's not on the new ones. And I was like, here's your sign.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's going. I mean, I'm getting, like I say, it was my own fault. Getting rolling a little slow, but rolling along pretty good now. And
you have your FFL and everything already?
I got my FFL 07 before I even came and saw you all.
Oh, nice.
And I had no issue. I know Alan, because Alan was in class with me, and I followed on Hangout that he was having an issue.
Yeah.
But I mean, I already had my training business registered at my address. So to get my FFL, the guy, and I was so nervous about that interview. I cleaned up the house, not my girlfriend. I cleaned up the house, which never happens. And dressed real nice, made a pot of coffee. Turns out it was a guy. He came in. He says, "Do you shoot USPSA?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, okay, I've squatted with you. I didn't recognize myself, but I kind of recognized his name after he told me. And he was so helpful because you get in this frame of mind, all right, they're going to try to keep me from getting this. And that wasn't the case at all.
Yeah, he's there to help you out.
Yeah. So the only thing I had to do was clear it with the county and clear it with my homeowners association. And they said, as long as I don't have a sign out, a big sign out front, and I don't have 15 cars parked in my driveway, I'm good to go.
We know about
so
that a
I'm
little
all
bit, don't we?
We had a neighbor.
Yeah, he was.
We had a neighborhood Karen call the county and have no parking signs put up.
We were all working over at their house because we'd have everybody over there and we'd have people parking on the side of the roads and stuff. And it was mainly just all employees, really.
Yeah.
We didn't really have anybody coming out to the shop unless it was just a training day. But yeah,
And
I told him.
And then we moved right after they put the signs up.
Yeah. I told him to get a sign for his mailbox and put a sign on his mailbox so that way he'll at least have a sign in there to direct people to show him where he's at. So, because they're like, no signs in your yard or nothing. I'm like, just put one on your mailbox.
Yeah.
There you go. You told me that earlier, and I'm thinking about it. But I changed the name. I haven't changed it on my FFL yet, but I've got a doing business as changing the name from my training company, and want to do this because I live in an area of Virginia that supposedly is the apple capital of the world, and we have a big festival every year called the Apple Blossom Festival, and they get these stars. It used to be the second longest parade in the States behind the Rose Parade. It's about a 5 or 6 hour parade.
Holy cow.
And hundreds, thousands of people come in here. So I created a logo with an American flag and in the background of an apple, and created Apple Country Customs.
Hey, there you go.
So that's going to be my, because I'm branching out. I want to do more than just guns. Like I got a guy from a high school reunion coming up contacted me about doing some tumblers. So I'm getting ready to start that and order that. Things are slow, I'm slowly putting it out there, but once again, my fault, having that little break in there with not being ready and my surgery and everything. I'm not going to put out anything until I'm sure it's, good to,
looks good. And you're all
primo.
set up. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's best because if you get out there and you get a bad name from the start, then you're gonna tank before you even get momentum.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather take my time and have repeat customers than rush something and have one customer one time.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with a little bit of patience.
Yeah, and that's the thing I learned about with you all is if it doesn't look right, it can be fixed.
Yep.
Just takes a few minutes in the sandblaster.
And like on that tumbler I did for my girlfriend, there was a couple thin spots where I guess I didn't overlap enough. I gave it my flash cure, came out, said, yeah, it looks a little discolored, a little thin. Couple sprays, back in the oven, boom, turned out beautiful.
Yep.
And so this is something. It's not like me to have patience, but you just gotta. And this is once again where I value your training. Was for 3 days, all I did was go through the process. And have an order of doing things. See how your shop was set up, and how to do things nice and orderly and efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And that's made a big difference. Because it's just if I had done this without coming to you all, I'd be floundering. Because I told you down there, I used an HVLP gun once, probably 25 years ago. Painting some old motorcycle parts, and so this was I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I saw it out you're coming out with advanced applicator training, and I was like, well, you know what, Missouri wasn't bad.
Good thing you're not here now. It's 100 some degrees.
Yeah, it's been warm.
Oh, Yeah, I couldn't. I don't. Yeah, up here it's bad enough.
Yeah, come in the fall.
Now, did you all see my homemade ghetto oven?
I did.
Yeah.
How's it working?
Actually, it's working pretty good. I had to get up. I wish I got some reflective insulation from Amazon. I wish I'd gotten some rock wool or something and put on the inside. I still might do that and put it on the outside. But it was just an old Stackle and gun safe I got on Black Friday at Tractor Supply, and it was dinged up. It was scratched up, so they gave it to me for $25. And,
Can't beat that.
And then, especially, and after being down in Buell, I realized the importance of having a fan, having a convection.
Yep.
So I ordered a small blower motor from Granger, and me and my buddy Tracy took the stock exhaust off my 2000 that had been laying around off my 2016 Road Glide. Welded some stuff together, drilled a couple holes, attached it. Little Permatex, good to go.
Well, there you go.
I did have to. I put a PID controller in it, and I was trying to run 2 elements off that, and it burnt the hell out of it. And even a 40 amp one. So I've got one hooked up at a low setting to a separate outlet, and then I've got my PID controlling one set up to another outlet. So I'm getting up to 300 degrees with no problem.
It's holding constantly. It's not like rising up. You don't have hot spots or nothing.
Not a lot. I mean, it'll fluctuate 5 or 6 degrees.
That's not bad.
And come back up. But it's not like it's taking 20-degree jumps or anything like that. I even contacted a buddy of mine who's an electrician about putting in another 240 line. That would honestly probably be the first thing I would upgrade. I've got a pretty decent compressor. My paint booth. It's the second thing I'll upgrade because I realize I need a much stronger exhaust fan. I've got like a 400 CFM Grow Tent exhaust fan. Please don't ask me why I have that. And it's just not quite doing it. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do about that. But other than that, I'm pretty much set up and good to go. Got a lot of people interested. And another thing that's been so helpful, because, Andrew, I've bugged the hell out of you. I've bugged Laura. So it's not like, it's like I've taken a lot of high-speed handgun classes and everything. And if you try to get a hold of somebody and ask a question later, you get the feeling you're being a pain in the ass if you get any response at all. Yeah. You guys are like, yeah, what do you need? And just so helpful.
We try to
be helpful.
We want everybody to succeed for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody, you all made everybody so comfortable. I'm sure Alan would say the same thing. Everybody was so nice.
You better.
Such a comfortable environment. Laura, I'm a little on the fence about, but
we all are.
Depends on which day it
is.
Yeah,
but everybody else was real nice. Even the HBIC.
The honey badger.
But and it was such a pleasant experience, and I actually had fun. I still owe Andrew a dinner because I was so worn out after we were going to go out to dinner to the poorhouse the last night there, and I got so wore out. I got back to the hotel and laid on the bed, and I just called him and said I couldn't do it.
We worked him too hard.
But you're all rough on an old fat man.
It's a lot to take in 3 days.
You got to remember, I've been retired for 2 years. That was almost like work.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I want to thank you all again. And if anybody's listening and is on the fence about doing this, do it. You won't regret it.
Well, hey, we appreciate it, Jason. Yeah. Well, all right.
No worries.
Jason, I'm going to get you off of here, and I got to give Alan a call, and we're going to talk to him for a little bit. But we appreciate it, and once you get up and going and kind of get everything finalized, I'd love for you to call back and kind of just tell us how things are going, how business is going for you, and anything we can do to help you out. Just let us know.
Well, I appreciate it. You know, I won't be shy about reaching out to you.
Hey, there you go.
Absolutely.
All right,
right.
Jason. Thanks
Y'all
for your
be
time.
good.
You too.
See you,
Take
man.
care.
Bye.
Bye.
Got Christy's first mention on a podcast.
The HBIC.
Is this the Alan that went to the training with him?
Yeah,
Oh,
same
that's-
people. It's ironic, isn't it?
Hello.
How's it going, Alan?
What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Just got off the phone with Jason. He was talking about you. All good things.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Jason's a good people, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So, heard you're having some issues. So, let's kind of see where you're at and how things are going for you.
Well, yeah. Well, just to, give you the Reader's Digest version of what's going on. Of course, going into this thing, kind of put the cart before the horse a little bit. Thinking, I know there's FFL dealers in my town. I live in a relatively small town in West Texas of 30,000 people, and there's about 5 or 6 FFL dealers here in town. I was like, good to go. I'm going to get this all ramped up, get the ATF process rolling, which I did. Had the interview, went well. Of course, the ATF follows up with everything you do on their end as well, rightfully so. They call the city and goes up the chain with the city trying to get the permit approved, to do Cerakote. And the city got all the way up to the city attorney and they shot it down. So I'm having to deal with that, on top of, trying to, get my business going. But in that same vein, the ATF calls me back and says, hey, man, you can still get your 01. You just can't get your 07. So I'm like, so I'm approved with the 01 with the ATF, to go ahead and get my FFL, but I can't get my 07 to do the quote unquote manufacturing end of it, where I think the city had the biggest hang up. So.
Well, the bad thing about that 07, I think I'm correct here, is if without the 07, he can't do work for other manufacturers, correct?
For other
Correct.
FFLs, yeah.
Yes.
But I mean,
Correct.
you can always start doing, customer projects with the 01. Then they see that, hey, it's not that big a deal. Give you time to educate them. Maybe contact your local rep for your area.
Yeah,
and,
have them
a
come down to
meeting.
the shop and show them what it is that you're doing. Say, hey, look, I'm not melting metal here and making firearms. This is what I need to perform my daily task.
Right. And I'm going to, taking a, page out of, Branson Cerakote's, playbook of everything that I'm going to accept is going to become completely disassembled. On the FFL, the 01 portion of things, it's an assembled firearm coming through my home versus the Cerakote end of it. It's not even going to be a complete firearm. I'm like, anything that comes through there is going to be completely disassembled, or I won't accept it. So that's kind of the playbook I'm going to go with too. It's like, it's just a coating. It's just a mill coating on a firearm, and I'm going to ship it back to the customer, and that's it. So.
Yeah, it's just a semantics thing with the 01 to the 07, but it's the rule that ATF has about which one you have to do certain things. And that's what a lot of these municipalities don't understand. They get that, you start talking manufacturing and they're like, oh, you're going to have CNC machines and you're going to be, doing all this. So like, no, that's not what we're doing. So a lot of times it's just educating them and, making them comfortable with it. But I agree with Andrew, just have your rep out to your house and show them, hey, here's what I'm doing. By the way, do you have a gun that needs to be done? I'll do that for you too. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
We'll walk you through the process.
yeah, bring your gun by. We'll do it together. I'll walk you through it all.
Yeah, I'm going to do. I'm in the process of doing a couple for my son, and I'm going to put those together and show the agent everything. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what it is. And they necessarily don't even really care. It's the city that really has the big hang up with the Cerakote end of things, which they really shouldn't. I think the biggest thing with them too is being home based. It's like, I know there's plenty of home based businesses in this town. He's like, well, you're not zoned to do that. I'm like, how can I not be? This is a home based business. I've already, there's plenty. That's the kind of the hurdle I'm jumping over to, is being home based.
Well, and if they're giving you
with the city.
if they're giving you an 01, that's allowing you to have a home-based business. So that doesn't really make sense. You know, if
Yeah,
I can
it
have
doesn't.
that business, why can't I have the other one?
Absolutely. That's the ATF said, yeah, no problem here. You're good with the 01. I said, okay. So, I mean, then that should kind of give me a little bit of a leg up, I would think, with, this business, being home-based.
Yeah.
So, because any of these 01 dealers in town right now, they said, well, they're just doing transfers. I'm like, well, technically, maybe they are just doing transfers, but they could have the capability to do what I'm doing, too, down the road if they really wanted to, so being home-based out of their home.
They could open up a full-fledged gun shop right there in their living room if they wanted to.
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, that's just, it's really not, I mean, I'm probably making a mountain out of a molehill, but it's, it's just the kind of hurdles I'm trying to overcome right now. And I'm just taking baby steps right now. I'm still in the process of getting 01. I had to send an additional $50 to the licensing center in Oregon to get that, squared away so I can get the 01. But as soon as that comes in, I'll be good to go. So.
Yeah. I mean, when you get to that point where, if you're going to do a presentation or anything like that, just let us know what we can do to help you. Cause I mean, we've helped other people with this stuff too. If it's
and
down
I may do that.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's down to during the meeting, calling in and being on a speakerphone type of thing, whatever we do to help you.
Absolutely. I do appreciate that, guys. That's a great, it's a great benefit, man. I'm telling you. So, I mean, the training you provide, just the input y'all give to the community, it's priceless to me.
Yeah. Well, we want everybody to be successful. So
yeah. Well, yeah.
That's
yep. And just like I said, I mean, a rising tide lifts all boats type of thing here. So I really do appreciate it. So, so, but yeah, that's, as far as I'm concerned, my little, spot in the world out here, what I'm dealing with. But I mean, if I can help somebody, down the road, if I get all my hurdles cleared, by all means, reach out to me and I'll tell you what I did. And, if I utilize, Branson Cerakote to help me out too, I'll do that as well. So.
Absolutely.
But,
So you've got your 01 right now, or you're in the process of getting your 01. You hope you'll have that in like a month or so, probably, maybe? Yeah,
I should have that pretty soon. I've already, like I said, I've done everything is cleared. Just getting that extra $50 for the license. That check clears the bank. Erica, who is my ATF agent out here out of El Paso, will mail me the license. So.
Nice, that'll be good.
Yeah. Like you've already had the interview, so at that point, it's just paying the extra money, and
that's it. Yeah, she texted me last week. She was going to put it on the credit card. She was going to try to do that on the credit card I originally paid with, but she shot a text back, said, no, I need a check. And I said, okay, that's fine. So, I wasn't going to argue. I just sent the check and went with it. So.
Yeah. And that's one of those things that a lot of people online, you see a lot of stuff where, ATF is doing this and ATF is doing that. I mean, they really do kind of bend over backwards to help you. It's usually
they do.
The city that's jamming you up. So
that's exactly right.
ATF coming after you, you've done something wrong.
Yeah. If they're coming after you, you probably know what you did.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, these guys have been, she's been utmost professional. She's been very helpful. She gave me her card. He called me with any questions. She's like, we're here to help. They're not, the boogeyman. They're genuine. They're just like you and me. They're just doing the job, and they're there to help. She made it a point, to make that known to me, and I say I do appreciate Erica. Said, no problem. I can kind of tell she's a veteran too, so she knew I was. So we kind of had that, small bond going forward with the interview and everything. So it was all good to go. So
cool.
Sounds good. Well, sounds like you're going to be up and going here real shortly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Real soon. I'm already spraying. I got tons of Cerakote on the shelf, and I'm working every spare moment I can get out there.
Are you still working a full-time job somewhere else?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I'm. That's kind of a funny story. I'll save it for another day. But yeah, I got a job with the Department of Transportation here in Texas, so it affords me a lot of time off, and it works well with what I'm doing. So
that's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's where I'm at. So.
Sounds good. Well, Alan, I appreciate you calling in or letting me call you and kind of talk to you, kind of see what's going on.
Absolutely. I appreciate you putting me on and let me, just kind of tell my story. And like I said, if, once I get all my hurdles cleared and I can help somebody down the road, I'm more than welcome to reach out to me anytime. So.
Yeah, I'd like to know what goes on with that when you talk to the city. You know, that kind
I
of
will.
be interesting to see
Yeah.
what goes
Yes,
on
sir.
there.
And we'll have you on again later to talk about, you know, what ended up resolving it all and how it
Yeah,
all
for
worked
sure.
out.
Absolutely. So, yep, I'll be more than happy to do that. So,
Hey, well, we appreciate it, Alan. I'm gonna go ahead
gentlemen,
and get
I
off of
appreciate.
here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yep. No, go ahead. Yeah, gentlemen, I just appreciate your time and everything, and what you do for the community out here in Cerakote. And you know, it's been a good experience. You know, dealing with Branson Cerakote all the way around.
Awesome. We appreciate it, man.
We do.
All right.
All right. Well, I
Y'all
gotta
take
go
care.
because it's my anniversary weekend. My wife's out there
Happy
waiting on me, and so I got stuff I got to go get doing.
All right, guys. Y'all
All
take care.
All right.
Hey, you
talk to
too.
later.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Hey, thanks for joining in, everybody. I'm not going to be going live next week. I've got a video that we're just going to put up. But if you have any questions about anything, just leave them in the comments. I'll get back to them when I get back into town. But that's it for this week's video. I'm sorry, Whit. What? It's just going to be a podcast. It's not going to be a live video or anything like that. But yeah, if there's any questions of any sort or whatever, just go ahead and ask them, and I'll get back to them the following week.
We'll answer them in the comments. So
Yeah. But
Thank
all right.
you.
Hey, yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.